Hello and welcome to Data Detectives. Today we are going to see a tutorial based on a Excel function which is SUMPRODUCT. By definition, SUMPRODUCT function multiplies ranges or arrays together and returns the sum of the product. But this function can do more than that. SUMPRODUCT is an incredibly versatile function that can be used to count or do the summation like we do with COUNTIFs or SUMIFS, but with more flexibility. So to understand all this, we are going to see an example, and through that we will understand how we can use this versatile function in our real use cases. Here you can see in the Excel notebook that we have a table which consists of company names, we have products, we have price, we have quantity, and we have the revenue column. So let's first understand what is the classical use case of SUMPRODUCT. Let's suppose we want to calculate the total revenue. So usually what we do is we take a helper column which multiplies the price and the quantity for each row, and then we do the summation. Like we write price into product and we see the revenue for each row like this. And then what we can do is we can simply use an sum function and we calculate the summation of total revenues. However, we can do the same thing with the help of SUMPRODUCT function directly. We don't have to use this helper column for calculating our total revenue. And how we can do this? You can see through the example. We will write equals to SUMPRODUCT, and here we have to give the array 1. So array 1 will be the price column. Then we will place a comma and then we have to give array 2. Always remember that the sizes of the array should be same, and once we enter both the arrays, we close the bracket and you can see we are getting the same total revenue as we got from our helper column. So this was the classical example of SUMPRODUCT, but we can do much more than this. For example, let's suppose we want to calculate the revenue only for product 102. So how we can use SUMPRODUCT for that? We will write SUMPRODUCT, and in the array 1 we will give the array in which we want to check this product 102. So my array 1 will be this, that is B6 to B11, and we will use a equals to sign which will be checking the product that is 102, and we will close the bracket for this. Okay, once we close the bracket, then what we will do is we will use a multiplication sign. Instead of arrow, we will be using a multiplication sign, and then we will give our revenue column. So let's suppose we write price multiplied by quantity. Okay, and we will close our bracket. What this formula is doing is it's checking in this column B for product 102, and then it's giving us output as true or false. So only for true cases we are multiplying, like you know, true is 1. So what it is doing is it is multiplying 1 for all the cases where the product is 102, and it is multiplying the same with price and quantity. So when we will press enter, you can see that the total revenue for product 102 is 33,200. You can check manually also. If you see for product 102, this is the revenue and this is the revenue. So you can see the sum that we are getting is 33,200. Okay, so this is a much more powerful use case of SUMPRODUCT function. Let's suppose you don't want to use the multiplication sign and you want to only use the comma. So how you can change this formula? You have to copy this and let's paste this formula here, and we will remove the multiplication sign with the comma, but we have to place a double negative sign in the front of our conditional column where we are checking the conditions, so that the output that we are getting through is true or false, that will be converted to ones and zeros. So with the help of double negative sign, we can usually convert, or we frequently convert, our true and false output into ones and zeros. So if I just press enter, you will get the same answer, that is 33,200. okay. So this was the classical examples of using sum product for the journal purpose, like calculating the revenue, that is multiplying price and quantity. And this is the use case to use conditional formatting, or you can say you can use sum product for conditional summations and conditional counting also. Now we are going to see an advanced use case of our sum product function. Usually when we use SUMIF and COUNTIF function for our conditional calculations using some criterias, SUMIFs and COUNTIFs are not able to apply multiple criterias within one column. We have to use some other logic for that, but the same thing can be done with the help of sum product easily, and we will see the same thing here also. Here you can see that we want to calculate the sum of revenues, or you can say total revenues, for product A or product C for the year 2023 and for the month of January. So how we are going to do this? We will start by writing sum product, and in my first array we will check our first condition, that is the products should be equal to product A. We will close the bracket, and then we will use a summation sign because we want to check two conditions, either A or C. So again we will open the bracket and we will use the same product column, and we will again check the equality with our C product. Then we will close the bracket, we will close this bracket also, and then we will start using the multiplication, and then we will check for second condition, that is year should be 2023. So we will take our year column and we will check its equality with 2023, and we will close this also, and we will use multiplied by or the asterisk sign, and we will open one more bracket and we will check the months column and its equality with January. Then we will place multiplied by price multiplied by quantity, and when we will close this bracket, you will get the total revenue or the sum of revenue for product A or C for the year 2023 and for January. So you can check manually also if you see the product is either A or C. So here the product is A, but the year is 2024, that will be excluded. This will also be excluded. This will also be excluded. Either we will take either this or, so this is also excluded. This is also excluded. This is the only case that matches our conditions. So here you can see the revenue is 22,200. Let's suppose we change our conditions, that is what we want is we want the summation for product A or product C for the year 2024 instead of year 2023, and when we will press enter, you can see the sum of revenue has been changed to 50,000. We can check it. The product A and year is 2024, but the month is February, that will be excluded. This will be the case, and here the revenue is 18,000. Then the second case will be this, that is 32,000, and you can see we are getting summation as 50,000. So with the help of sum product function, you can do much more than just the multiplication of columns and their addition. If you want to read the blog related to the same function, you can visit datadetectives.co.in for the same blog. Thank you.